Now we see one more project downloading on XKCD Comics. Okay. Now blogs and other regularly updating websites usually have a front page, and if we want to extract some comics from those web comic pages, for example, XKCD is a popular geek webcomic with a website that fits comic structure. The front page of xkcd.com has a previous button that guides the user back to previous comics. Downloading each comic by hand would take long time, but if we write a script, then it can take some couple of minutes. This program loads the XKCD homepage, then saves the comic image on that page, follows the previous comic link by using previous button, then repeats until it reaches the first comic. For example, xkcd.com having the comics regarding maths, language, etc. Now here our code need to do download the pages with the request model and find the URL of a comic image for a page using beautiful soup method, and download and save the comic image to the hard drive with iterator content. Next, find the URL of previous comic link and repeat till it reaches home page. First, we design the program. For example, the URL of the comics image file is given by the hrefs attribute of an img element. The img element is inside div id comic element. The previous button has a rel html attribute with the value previous. This and all we keep in remember. The first comics previous button links to http xkcd.com, indicating that there are no more previous pages. Okay, the first comics previous button links to http xkcd.com, then hash, okay, URL. Now our code works like this. First there is a import request os bs4 model. URL is xkcd.com, and then os.make directory xkcd exit ok true indicates it creates a directory by name xkcd, okay, and with the parameter exist ok equal to true indicates if it is exist, it overrides. Okay. Now while not URL dot end with the hash means now the links has to go through previous button till it reaches the home page. This forms a loop which checks whether URL ends with the hash means whether it reaches the home page. Okay. Now if it not reaches the home page, the second step, okay, now see here, the second step is downloading the web page. In the first step we have given this exist ok equal to true indicates if the folder is already exist. Okay, it won't throws the exception. Okay, it won't throws the exception. If that folder is already exist, then that folder will work with the same name. Okay, now the second step, downloading the web page. First, to download the web page, we need to give request.get and the particular URL, that is xkcd.com, and response is stored to res. Once the response is stored to res, if there is no exception, then the vs for the beautiful soap creates a soup object from res dot text, means from all text elements. Okay, now soup object is created. Now as the third step we need to find the elements with the some tag. Okay, now for example, it is searching the element with the hash comic img tag. Now it is, if it gets such elements, it will be stored to comic element. If comic element is empty list, then it display would not find the comic image. Otherwise, if comic element is not empty, then from the first element, from the first row, comic element of 0.get src. Okay, comic element of 0.get src gets the first element, that is first URL, then stored to comic URL. Okay, the comic pages link, the first elements comic page link is stored in the comic URL. Now we are going to open comic URL by using request.get. Once again, response is stored to res. If there is exception, it raises the exception. Okay, otherwise, see, once we open the comic URL, okay, comic URL, which is with the img tag, then we have to save the image and find the previous comic. Now to save the image, we are going to open xkcd folder. Okay, and in the WB, that is in the right move, we know that xkcd folder is with the folder name xkcd, and now with the path name comic URL. Okay, by using the path name comic URL. What is the necessity of this os.path.base name comic URL? Now to see that, we have to see this sentence. The comic URL will have this part, that is http imgsxxcd.com comics, then hurt blade explanation.png, this part. Now here heart bleed explanation.png is the last part of this URL. Okay, and this last part of the URL, is this last part of the URL, that is a hurt bleed explanation.png, is used as file name with the base name xkcd. Okay, with the folder name xkcd. Thus xkcd will be joined, xkcd folder will be joined by using the backslash in the Windows and by using forward slash in Unix with the file name heartbleed explanation.png. Means file name opened will be xkcd, then heartbleed explanation.png in the WB indicates in the right binary mode, and file reference will be image file. Okay, now the write process has to be started in the form of chunk. For chunk, in the result dot iterator dot content of 1 lakh byte. Now chunk of bytes will be returned to the image file by using image file dot write method. Okay, chunk of bytes of 1 lakh will be stored to the image file, and then image file will be closed. Okay, it is written to image file as a chunk of byte of 1 lakh. Okay, and this chunk will be nothing but from the response, which is nothing but the red image from the image file. Okay, now next, once the image is returned to the file, the previous link will be retrieved by using soup.select, then a rel equal to previous. See, the tag for choosing previous page or previous comic page is arel equal to prev. This tag will be selected and stored to previous link. Okay, previous link, and then the URL generated will be with the http the xkcd.com, then this previous link, okay, dot get h reference. Okay, previous link with this previous link. Okay, then dot get with the h reference. The previous link URL will be stored by using http xkcd.com, then with whatever link is there in the arel previous element, that will be retrieved with the previous link dot get h reference, and it will be joined and stored to URL, and this URL will be retrieved. This URL will be retrieved inside the while loop with the same whatever we are given in the first step. That is, once again the same URL will be opened. Okay, that's previous link URL will be opened and response will be stored to res, and same step will be followed repeatedly. Okay, the step 1, step 2, that is finding the find and downloading the comic page and going to previous link will be repeated inside the loop till it gets the starting or home page. Okay, and whatever image retrieved will be stored to the file or to the current xkcd folder. This xkcd folder will have all downloaded comic pages images. Okay, and yes, all the downloaded images will be stored to xkcd folder.